Welcome back to Joyce on Boxing. You probably don't need me to tell you there's a big heavyweight fight this weekend. Joyce, undefeated, takes on Joseph Parker, the former WBO heavyweight champion. And it's a very, very good fight on paper. And of course, you know, fights aren't fought on paper. But I think there's a fair chance this will be, at the very least, a very intriguing fight, because you've got the Juggernaut, Joyce, who is a massive unit. I mean, such a huge man, not just in dimensions, but in the bone density. He's just a huge man with an incredible engine and a fantastic chin. 14 wins, 13 by knockout, no defeats, no draws. He fought earlier this year against Christian Hammer and predictably stopped him in 4 rounds. Hammer gave it a go for a couple of rounds, landed some punches because Joyce isn't difficult to hit. Prior to that, last year we had Carlos Takam, slightly premature stoppage, just slightly I'd say, but he was getting the better of Takam. And again, Takam had a few moments of success in the early rounds. Before that, of course, Joe's biggest win, Daniel Dubois, stopped him in 10. Dubois essentially quit. That was for the EBU title, and I think it was the British Commonwealth and EBU titles, and there was one of those WBC silver titles on the line, I think it was. But, you know, so it was for all the marbles below world level. I mean, we're going right up to European level. And Daniel Dubois was the favourite to win. I actually picked him to win. I thought Joe just gets hit too much. But the one thing Joe showed in that fight in particular is that he really does have a brilliant jab when he uses it. He's got that battering ram jab. I know that the comparison has been made before, but he really is kind of like a George Foreman figure. But with better stamina, or seemingly better stamina. He has been hurt to the body, and on the only occasion when he went the distance against Bryant Jennings, he got hurt to the body. I think it was the first round, and he was visibly hurt. So, 37 years of age now, so he's not young. 37 isn't particularly old for a heavyweight, but I think we can say that his heavyweight career, since winning the silver medal at the Olympics, has not progressed at any great velocity. I mean, he was with David Haye to start with, and he was with who was it he took over with? He went to America and fought with I can't remember the name of the organisation. Was it Ringside? Was that the name of the organisation? And then Frank Warren bought out his contract. And Warren has always favoured Daniel Dubois because he's so much younger. He's got so much more mileage left, and essentially fed Joyce to Dubois with thinking it's a calculated gamble, but Dubois can take him. No, he couldn't. And even then, after winning that fight, you know, you would think Joyce would be in the pecking order for some sort of world title, but not really. I mean, from the outside, it looks as if Frank Warren hasn't really pushed Joyce in the same way that he's pushed Dubois. Although, having said that, I think is Joyce WBO #1. I lose track with all these stupid, ranking systems, especially these alphabet soup ranking systems are just a load of nonsense. But there's no denying that the matchup with Joseph Parker, who is 30 years of age, so he's not old at all for a heavyweight. 30 wins, 21 by knockout, 2 defeats, both on points to AJ and Dillian Whyte. Didn't have any success against AJ, looked very, very reticent against AJ, very, very conservative, way too conservative, maybe even a little, what's the word, timid, I suppose, or a little bit like he didn't really want to be there, he wasn't prepared to gamble maybe. Against Dillian Whyte, it was a bit of a different story because Whyte, there was a head clash and Whyte put him on the floor and it was called a knockdown. And then I think later on, a couple of rounds later, Whyte did knock over Parker legitimately, but Parker had Whyte almost out of there in the last round. Whyte was flailing all over the place and was floored himself. So it does beg the question if Parker, the knock against Parker traditionally has been, you know, he just doesn't let it hang out. He's not spiteful enough. He's too conservative. He's too relaxed. He's too reserved. And we've seen this outside the ring because he's just a very quiet, rather shy, laid back guy. And in the ring, you can't have too much of that. You know, you can be a decent guy out the ring, of course you can. But when you get in that ring, you've got to be a killer. And you've got to have that mentality. And Parker in the past just hasn't shown it until the second Derek Chisora fight. And that does imply that Parker is, and the work he's done with Andy Lee, which I think has been quite impressive, certainly in the second Parker fight, the second Chisora fight it was, because he floored Derek about 3 or 4 times. but he looked hurtful and spiteful doing it. Now you can say, well, he didn't stop Derek. Other people have stopped Derek. But Derek's a warrior, and Parker just seemed content to beat the crap out of Derek, which he most certainly did. Their first fight, in the opening seconds, Derek put Parker over. And that was, it was in the corner, was it? Buddy McGirt was in the corner for that first fight, I think. And then Parker switched to Andy Lee, and actually in that second Chisora fight, he put on a fair bit of weight. He was fighting at a weight that looked more comfortable to him. His body was a bit more like his mate Tyson Fury's rather than being sculpted. And he did show a lot more in that fight. Now, he did show a lot more venom in that fight. Now, how's this fight going to go then, when all things considered? Well, there's no doubt that Parker is faster than Joyce, because most people are. I don't think he has the... I think he has a great chin, Parker. Joyce certainly has a great chin. Who could take it to the body more? We don't really know, do we? We haven't seen any sort of evidence that can verify that. I think probably we'll see success from Parker in the first 4 rounds. So the first third of the fight, we'll see more success. This is a 12-round fight. I think Parker will. I think he'll box on the back foot. He'll probably land a lot of punches to probably a lot of jabs to the midriff and the head of Parker, of Joyce, and then he'll throw the right hand over the top. I think we'll see his fists being quite busy early on, Joseph Parker. But I think once Joyce finds his rhythm with the jab, and I think the jab is absolutely key to Joe Joyce winning this fight. If he gets that jab going, and don't forget the old cliche, which is true, which is that speed can be beaten by timing. Once that jab gets timed, it's such a hurtful jab. I think Parker will become a lot more conservative. He might flip back into his old ways and start to be a bit reluctant to come in quite such a cavalier manner. No doubt when he's fresh, Andy Lee will be urging him on, and Andy Lee will be making sure he doesn't take time off in rounds, which Parker definitely has done in the past. Parker's had some very, very poor performances. I mean, Bogdan Dinu, that was an awful performance. I can't remember what year that was. I mean, we're going back to before he fought AJ, so it must be something like... Had he fought Huey Fury before he fought Bogdan Dinu? I don't think he has. So we're probably talking like 2017, 2016. But that was such a dull, drab win. And the other guy he fought, whose name was... well, he fought Junior Farr recently. Farr got wiped out by... Brown in a round, and he took Parker the distance, which was bizarre. He was undefeated at the time. So yes, you can argue, well, Parker's been 12-round distance a lot. He also went the distance with Carlos Takam. That was way back in 2016 or thereabouts. So he's used to going the distance, but he's so reluctant to kind of fight at a pace that he doesn't like. And sometimes you have to do that to win a fight. And I think he's going to start quick against Joe Joyce, but I think Joyce will get the jab going and will start to make Parker put Parker back in his box, in a sense, make him far more reluctant to come in, far more cautious. And I think in the middle rounds you might see Joyce take over, and then so maybe after about 8-9 rounds it's even-ish, and then I think in the championship rounds, say the last 3, I think you might see Parker on his bike, or unable to really get many landing shots off. And I think this is my prediction. I think that Joe Joyce will win a very close decision over Joseph Parker. Don't think he'll knock him out. It's possible because the guy's just so physically strong, and he hasn't got that sharp shooting power like Wilder. He's got that sack of cement power, which is, it's like being slapped with a sack of cement. It's the thudding power that sort of rattles you from the top of your toupee to the bottom of your socks. Parker is a sharp shooter, but a bit more of a sharp shooter. He's not a light puncher. I mean, he's got 21 wins out of 30, but when he shows some venom, he can stop guys. But I think he'll have a very good start. He'll begin to wane a bit in the middle rounds, and I think in the final third of the fight, maybe the last 3 rounds, championship rounds, I think Joyce will do enough to edge a decision. Could be majority decision, could be split decision, might even be a draw. I mean, that's not out of the question. But that's my take on it. Dimensions wise, Joyce is the bigger man. He's naturally heavier. He's, I think, 2 inches, 6'6" to 6'4", I think is the height difference, and the age difference, 37 to 30. But yeah, I think Joyce has got this. Very, very, very close decision though. What do you think? What's your opinion? Let me know in the comments below. Leave your comments. Thank you for subscribing if you've already subscribed. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button. Let's build the channel up. And of course, hit the like button. That helps the channel a lot too. I appreciate your time always. Like I say, let me know what you think. I always enjoy reading your comments. And meanwhile, take care. Bye bye for now.